guys, Comic Boom here to review Batman issue 66, which is we're right back into the nightmare scenario, or the nightmare arc, where Batman is continuing to have a series of nightmares, because, well, I mean, as far as we last know in terms of where the story left off, I guess we're going back 4 or 5 issues now, because we had that break for that 4-issue series of The Price, with written by Joshua Williamson, that crossed over into The Flash. This sort of resumes the previous story arc of the Nightmares, basically just to back things up a bit and get us going. Batman, I think it was in Batman issues 60 or 61, where Batman was incapacitated, we assume, at the Batcave by Flashpoint Batman. And that was while Alfred had captured the Penguin. Flashpoint Batman presumably incapacitated Batman and is now playing with his mind, or we believe that Batman is probably at Arkham Asylum, or is still in the Batcave and still probably battling some demons in his own mind, trying to reconcile what exactly is going on. Presumably whatever Flashpoint Batman did to Batman, it was probably at the behest of Bane, so we think. Batman's going through a series of mental traumas, mental struggles here, trying to come to grips as to what the hell is going on. He had a nightmare about Damien, and that was kind of, and Mr. Pig, and that was Dr. Pig, and that was kind of all over the place. And I don't really know what the point of all this is. This one is just, this is an issue that doesn't reveal anything. You could skip this issue. This issue just involves the character of the Question, talking to Selina, who just finally admits at the end that the note that she left Batman, that she really does love Batman, and that, you know, the whole question of, can a happy Batman be an effective Batman? That's how this is played out. There's some, Tom King gets to try to be clever with his dialogue here, and it's actually not a bad issue. I just wish it actually happened, but it doesn't, because we know it's all taking place in Batman's head. So the whole thing is kind of a waste. It really is a waste. We already know everything that's revealed in this issue. So if you've been reading Tom King mostly from the beginning, this is once again going to be an issue where you go, what's the point of this? We already know all this. This is taking place in his head. The Question is not really the Question. Selina's not really Selina. So what's the point? Batman's just imagining all this stuff. It's not real. And Batman's instinct in real life, when it comes to his personal life and his personal relationship with Selina, is terrible. Batman doesn't have a very good instinct when it comes to family and when it comes to relationships, all right? I think we all know that. That's why they're all dysfunctional. So, now in that respect, Batman trying to work through things and see clearly what's going on here in the recesses of his mind by sort of creating the character of the Question, imagining how Selina would respond back to him. That's what this issue is. Now, people that are just jumping on board, and I can't imagine you're just jumping on board with this at this point, you either love Tom King or you hate Tom King, or there's probably not necessarily a whole lot of in between. I guess I am a little bit in between. Tom King, occasionally, man, when he wants to move his story forward, he can, and he can do an effective job of it at times. But for the most part, this is another miss. We don't learn anything new here. The art is really good. I suppose I should give a shout out again to try to find the page where the art is indicated, because once again, they don't do it on the first page. Tom King's the writer. Jorge Fornes, the artist. Dave Stewart is the colorist. It's really, it's decent art. It's sort of that noir-like art that you would expect, because it's Selina talking to the Question. And again, I'm not even going to go through the dialogue here. This is going to be a fairly short review. It's just the Question, bombarding Selina with questions, and she's just sitting there smoking. She doesn't smoke, so it's not really Selina, because Selina doesn't smoke. So that's a little odd, but I think that maybe they just, I don't know. That's an odd artistic choice. Why would Batman imagine Selina smoking? I don't really get that. I don't know why he would do that. Was that just for effect? And now it actually was just for effect, because at the very end, Selina butts out the cigarette and crosses her hands. There's just, Tom King, so much of this issue seems so contrived that he's trying to get it's like he's weaving the dialogue to try to get to a particular answer so he can be clever and make the story sound clever when it really isn't. Like in even this, there's a part at the end where she says, "Wow, you're the answer," and he says, "No, I'm the question." Really? It's like, yeah, we know he's the question. Why don't you actually move the plot, all right? And again, with Selena smoking and talking at the same time, it really doesn't feel like Selena. Now, I guess not that it's supposed to, because it's Batman is imagining Selena. But again, if Batman is imagining Selena, why wouldn't he imagine her accurately? Why is he imagining Selena with the cigarette when she doesn't smoke? It's a little odd, and I'm not really sure what that point is. I'm sure there's some deep thematic meaning behind all that. And then at the end, when Selena butts out the cigarette, well, she's done smoking, and thank God the story's over, because otherwise we would have had to endure more wasted pages on this. It's a waste of an art too. I mean, the artist, I don't mind the artist, but it's just wasted on a really bad, on a useless story. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. But it is what it is. I'm just going to stop talking, otherwise I'm just going to end up saying something it's probably inappropriate. Guys, tell me what you think of Batman issue 666. And until next time, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40, and Comic Boom out.